What's the good word, y'all? It's your boy DKB here. So I came across one of the most interesting mock drafts that have dropped this season so far, right? This isn't your generic playing armchair GM, here's what I would do, or even your NFL insiders that are saying, I'm tapped into, front offices. Here's the chatter that I'm hearing. Here's the rumors. Here's the sexy picks for these teams. Cynthia Frelund is one that I've been kind of following as an underrated NFL insider, if you will. But she works with a lot of modeling, right? Not catwalking or anything, but more so predictive analysis. And, she has these systems in place, right, which basically can take a bunch of information together and piece together whatever she wants. But in these cases, generally the most successful outcome for a team, right? Take, for example, free agent targets that a team may want, NFL draft selections, right? And so the entire goal of this particular mock draft that she has is that she wants to maximize the win total for a team from the previous year to this current year, right? It's interesting because her model is supposed to take into account free agency and, certain projections in the draft and which free agents you pick up, et cetera, et cetera. But ultimately, this has no influence from any outside sources outside of the fact that what can get us from 7 wins to, let's say, for example, 10 or 11. You take a look at a lot of our mock drafts, and there's really only 2 routes for the Jets to go. You take the best available tackle, or you take the best available wide receiver. And it got me thinking, because in 2022, we got a curveball, right? We know we needed offensive line help. Broderick Jones may have fallen to us. Ultimately, though, we took a crazy swing on a Will McDonald IV, an edge prospect nobody thought about. So it got me thinking, is there another realm of possibility where something like that can happen again? Tight end is kind of the outside choice, I would say, a little bit expected. Anything outside of that, and that's really just because Brock Bowers is supposed to be generational, but anything outside of that, I think, would be a huge shock, right? Unless you get one of the top quarterbacks that fall. But I don't think any of those 3 guys, Drake May, Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams, none of those guys are going to end up dropping to 10. So what did Cynthia Frelund's, mock draft based on her model spit out for the Jets? It has us taking Taliese Fuaga, right? Shouldn't be a surprise. She did say that her model seems to have a crush on Fuaga. She's run it a few different times. He has the best center of gravity percentage, which means how balanced he is through contact. He ranks number 1 among all the right tackles in the run game that she's seen from the last 5 years. And then, of course, the model seems to like a lot of what he can do in pass protection. So that's a huge plus, right? Music to our ears. And he should be an immediate starter, which is going to be the goal of any high draft pick that the New York Jets have. But realistically, any offensive pick in this draft you're hoping can have an immediate role or an immediate starting ability for the Jets. But it's going to be hard-pressed only having the first 1 pick in round 1, 1 pick in round 3. And to kind of contextualize things for you, and, I'll make sure I have her mock draft in the description for you guys. But they already had Marvin Harrison, Malik Neighbors, Rome Odunze in terms of the wide receivers off the board. Joe Olufashanu, tackles, they were already gone. The only popular pick that could be put here that would, again, been a little bit of a surprise is Brock Bowers. But essentially, I think we all need to rein in. Nobody should be pissed about this. But I think we need to settle in on the fact that there's definitely going to be a tackle drafted in round 1 for us. Now, I do think there's an outside shot that Taliese Fuaga may not end up being that guy, especially after the combine, right? We know the underwear Olympics, how that works out. When J.C. Latham goes out there and shines, when Amarius Mims goes out there and shine, I think you could potentially see teams look to bump them up. But for all of the right factors, I think Fuaga is the pick that we need. A media starter, you really have very minimal concerns about him. And the upside is still high. Is it as high as a guy like a J.C. Latham or an Amarius Mims? not a chance. You can even argue guys like Guyton, probably later towards the end of round one, not as high, but we need to go to safe route, right? We've mentioned this before. It's kind of like a Mekhi Becton, Tristan Wirfs type situation. We'll see if Joe Douglas has kind of learned from a previous history in that regard. But ultimately, let me know what you guys think about Frelund's mock draft and any thoughts you have on her predictive modeling, I suppose. And I'll catch you guys again. Peace.